All right. This is part 2 of 2. We have a quick break in the saws and the lawnmowers and blowers, so it's nice to talk quietly. I can hear myself think now. All right, let's go. So, again, this is part 2. We just finished part 1. If you are seeing this for the first time, hit pause, go back to part 1, and you may resume by starting back here where you just left off, and you can flow right into these your comments.
I almost feel like you're a VCR. Hit rewind, pause, play, go forward.
Just to reiterate, we have had a very busy Friday morning. She's going to read the viewer comments and then results. We're going to put the results at the end because running up into today, we just got caught up with a lot of the matches. We have watched the Khachanov NADAL match up until about the third set, and then came up here, and she is keeping up with the live scores here. But our morning was kind of filled, at least up until about, what, 3 o'clock?
Yeah.
So we didn't have much time to sit down and actually play-by-play the matches. We've had some requests to do some play-by-play stuff.
Which usually we do. Well, usually you sit down and...
Well, yeah, I always sit down usually and take some random notes. But at the same time, I try to usually methodically think about it and think about other stuff at the same time. But my father and I have done play-by-play by means of phone for a lot of years, and I think it would be better to do it live. But where we live, the play-by-play is tough to do because the phone cuts out when live. I think someone mentioned, well, don't do it live, just take notes and then talk about it game by game at the end. That's an inherent possibility. We could do that. That's possible. Sometimes with 5 kids with 4 hours sitting down game by game is tough to entertain because it's usually on a Saturday or Sunday and they're all there getting rowdy. But
Yeah.
nonetheless, there's no excuse. It's possible. It's possible. So we'll play with that. I would love to do it live and just set up the camera and just have the TV in the background. We can have a good time with it, but I don't know what the copyright infringements are with that, and plus my connection is just whack. But we thought about it. All right, anyway, Carla's going to get right into viewer comments, so I'm going to turn it over to her. It's all you. Let's go.
Wayne M. Chia, first comment of the day. Kyrgios ended the match playing better than when he started. Fed needs to be careful, not that impressed with his play.
Well, you have to thank the umpire for this one.
Yes. He might as well throw him a bonus on the side.
Yeah, we talked about the umpire deal at the end of the last video. It was unacceptable. I appreciate the human side of that. I think he did a great thing that's going to award that umpire great karma in a different context, but it's not going to award him
Honestly,
karma.
Kyrgios didn't deserve it, so just saying. He picked the wrong guy.
So we discussed that, but I don't give that match to Kyrgios. I give that match to the umpire.
Yeah. Next comment. The Look says, "Hi guys, you're doing great. First of all, Cornet code violation was just ridiculous.
Agreed.
After that, they, USTA, said, oh, we are sorry. I mean, Sharapova has a better chance because Azarenka has to play my U.S. favorite, a.k.a. Sloane. Murray was right about Verdesco, and I think Carla's right about Americans and Hall of Fame. Roddick said he was the worst. N1. Number one. Ah, okay.
It's a good comment.
Yeah, I mean, when we did the research of the Hall of Fame, it was mostly Americans, so I don't find it fair at all. I don't find the Hall of Fame for tennis players to be fair at all, in my opinion. I want to know. Well, they actually said they might change the rules and let actually people like us vote who should be the next, tennis player.
Maybe they should put the Hall of Fame headquarters inside of a bombed-out swimming pool where the real athletes train, and maybe they can find out who needs to be in there.
They should let people vote because I looked at a lot of the names. Yes, a lot of the great names are there, like Martina Navratilova, Steffi Graf.
But those are unmistakable.
Yeah,
they
but
have
there
to
are
be in
some that are questionable, and you're like, really? Before this person?
I still want to know, again, no disrespect to Roddick. I still want to know why Roddick's in the Hall of Fame and Greg Moya nor Juan Carlos Ferrero are. That's all I want to know.
Well, what about Gustavo Kuerten, who
Curtin?
won more than he did?
He was Brazilian, but yeah, same difference.
Yeah.
What about Curtin? Why isn't Curtin? Did he win 2 French?
I mean, you got Ivan Isavic that deserves being in there.
Yeah, where's Goran at?
All right.
Anyway.
Next comment. B-Dog02. Tiafo. Boom, boom, boom. Crash and burn. Cedar. Tiafo.
Oh, yeah. The show the other day, we were talking about the Tiafo Di Minor match. They're both young and upcoming. I think
Tiafoe's a very respectful player, though.
Yeah.
Every time he loses, he gives his opponent a hug. I mean, great sportsmanship.
Agreed. Great sportsmanship from Tiafo. No disrespect to Tiafo ever. I think we both indicated that if we had to flip a coin, it would be almost a heads or tails, but we thought Di Minor was a 52% winner and Tiafo was 48%, but we didn't want to bet on the match either way. and we were right. De Minaur won by about 52%.
Well, he kind of
Squeaked it
bailed him and stuff, so.
Yeah, it squeaked it out.
So, C. Garcia was unbelievable. Kerber versus anyone, she's my favorite. Watch Burton, Sloan looking so shaky. Cornet penalty was crack, black sports bra too. Djokovic, night, play indeed.
The only thing I disagree with here is that Garcia was unbelievable. I don't think Garcia was unbelievable at all.
No.
I mean, she let Monica Puig take it to a third set, number one. And then she let Monica Puig, no disrespect to Monica Puig. I know we talked about the Olympics, and no disrespect there. I think, by the way, her favoritism for non-Olympics is a money thing, and we're going to get into that in viewer comments in a little while. And we didn't get, by the way, any facts about the Olympics from any source that was just out of the head or off of the hip.
No, we actually watched a documentary.
We've watched a couple of documentaries.
Quite a few of them, yes.
The most recent one was on an HBO channel. I think it was Bryant Gumbel, and it was a couple different athletes that were just totally destitute, and they trained their whole lives. They went to the Olympics respectively, and they can't believe that. And you know, there's always 75 sides to every story, and I understand that, but that wasn't the only thing we'd seen with the politics and countries.
It's all about the money for the Olympics. It's all
and there's countries.
It's all politicians and
there's countries that can play and countries that can't play. There's teams that are suspended and teams that aren't. So how can it be truly fair? And I'm not saying I'm pro or con of either one. I just, before we get into that comment period, I just want to reiterate that when because I disagree with her. We're going to get into this. I totally disagree. If I could choose an Olympic gold medal in tennis or go to the third round of a major, give me the gold medal. I'll go down in history like the gladiators did.
No, but that's maybe.
Are you going to interrupt me again? I'm not even into the comment yet, and you're interrupting me. I'm trying to give him a heads up that I disagree with Carlo 1 trillion% about the Olympics. People have died in the rings in the Colosseum and Rome and fighting for their lives, and if they won their or if they won their matches, they would get their freedom instead of being torn apart by tigers. And this is something I know, but someone said it.
Yes.
Who was the person that commented about?
It was either Stefan or Kane.
Stefan or Kane, one of the two or both. But they're absolutely correct. This is Western civilization, European history 101. I mean, this is college stuff, and it's real stuff. People died to earn freedom, and happily went in to be eaten by lions and killed by chariots with blades sticking out of them, simply to earn their freedom. And the Olympic Games goes to such chivalry and manhood. So I get that. Give me the gold medal. Unfortunately, this day and age, everybody wants the selfies and the instant gratifications and the instant money and the instant life. They don't want to work anymore. They want to be retired at 22. Believe me, I do too. The Olympics doesn't tend to do that, and winning a major can. And I know there has been some facts shot out about monetary gains, but again, don't listen to what we say. I think you should watch the documentaries respectively that have been aired here recently within the past few months. If not,
you can watch it on HBO. They have an HBO special or something. Brian Gumbel.
Yeah, we don't want to
There's several shows that are actually sad that some of these athletes work so hard because that's their dream to win an Olympic gold medal.
Yeah, and they're pawning their gold medal simply to pay the rent.
And that is completely wrong, and that's why I just don't have respect for that. I don't have respect for that medal.
And the athletes are still training to race more. There's some of these athletes were like 35, 36, a couple years younger than me, still training really hard and still trying to enter some type of events, and they have a gold medal, but they're still trying to pawn it to pay their apartment rent. And yes, there's more sides to every story. The athlete may have made a wrong turn, bought a restaurant, it failed.
What about the countries that some of the Olympics have been hosted, and when the Olympic is gone, they wipe all that out, and what you see is poverty around. Come on.
Anyway, I'm going to squash the topic, but just remember, there are 25 sides to every story. Someone might give us their sob story about, I don't have any gold medals.
Think they should take.
But at the same time, they might have done, I didn't tell you about the $3 million I lost at the casino and the $20,000 in painkillers I took a week. Okay. So sometimes you hear that. I'm not saying that this is the case, but you have to understand that everybody's sob story is not 100% true.
That's not what you're telling me. From a little kid, from when you're 3, 4, 5, 6, your dream as a tennis player, not as a gymnast, not as a swimmer, not as a track runner. They should take tennis out of the Olympics. They really should, because most of these guys are professionals that are making a lot of money. They should let amateurs try for the Olympics.
But wait a minute.
Not tennis professional players.
Now I disrespect her as a sports enthusiast. You gonna tell me the NBA doesn't have the dream team with Michael Jordan, LeBron James,
But they
Dwayne
crush
Wade?
everybody else.
Well, why wouldn't you want to do that here? You represent your country. But wait a minute, I think the dream team got beat one year, but otherwise I think they've just steam catapulted through every
I'm
Olympic.
sorry, but when Sharapova was training, Serena was training, they were not looking at, oh, I really want to win a gold medal. No, they were looking at, I want to win the U.S. Open or the Wimbledon.
Now she's being segregational by sport. Because you're saying the
Does it really
do it in
matter for a
basketball, but not
tennis
in tennis?
professional
How
to
does this
win?
even make sense?
How many people chose not to go to the Olympics to Brazil because of what was going on, the pollution, the water, and all that? They were too scared. They don't really care that much.
Okay, so there's environmental.
They don't really care that much.
Okay, so no, wait a minute. There's an environmental factor in Brazil, respectively. Swimmers were not wanting to swim in the water because it was contaminated. Now, when you're a human being and you're a biological
Yeah.
entity,
Oh my gosh.
when you're a biological entity, I think it's subject to not going. However, I mean in terms of if you are a pro wrestler or a pro tennis player, a pro basketball player, a pro soccer player, whatever, I think that your goal would be to want to go to the Olympics. I think in tennis, the scheduling of the Olympics, it's the Summer Olympics is in the summer. And what do you have usually in the summer? You have Wimbledon.
They don't even show
You have-
coverage of
what
it.
do you have in the summer?
You have the
Wimbledon
U.S.
and
Open,
the U.S.
you have
Open.
Wimbledon. It's tough.
So how can you go and do both at $3 million, $4, $5 million tournaments of money and go expect, even if it's $200,000? I mean, you have to go for Wimbledon and you have to go for U.S. Open, and that's been the problem with tennis, and that's why they stopped doing tennis in the Olympics for a while. Anyway, didn't they just
I
bring it
didn't
back
even
within
know.
the past 20 years?
Someone said that they get paid. I didn't even know. Some countries they get paid more than others. Those that go, I didn't even know they got paid. I didn't think they got paid.
Even if you got paid,
I didn't know they got
even
paid.
if
They
you
shouldn't
got
even get paid for that.
Even if you got
Not for
paid
that.
$200,000 or $1 million for a match that no one's really going to hear about. Look, I can walk up to a stranger on the street and say, "Does anybody know what title Monica Puig won?" No disrespect. Oh no, never even heard of her. Does anybody know what title Roger Federer won? Oh, hadn't he won Wimbledon 7 times? And I'm not saying pro or nay. I'm just telling you why I think that tennis is really tough to lure players away from Wimbledon, U.S. Open for the Olympics. The question was, though, wasn't that. The question was,
What you rather
what
win?
would I rather have?
I'd rather have a U.S. Open. Just saying.
You didn't say U.S. Open. You said, would you rather get
I'd rather
to
go
the
to the
third round?
I'd rather make it to the third round, fourth round. Absolutely.
I think she's insane. I think she's stupid.
Oh.
Not really. I love you. Didn't mean to say that. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Don't worry. When we're in the tennis court, I'll make sure you pay for that one.
I'm sorry, man.
I'm sorry. That's
Sorry.
my opinion. That's how I
no,
feel. I'm sorry. I never looked at.
I'm sorry for that.
That's okay. I
My
didn't
bad.
take it
My
personal.
bad. My bad.
I didn't take it personal.
Seriously.
It's fine.
My bad, man. You alright with that?
Yes.
All right.
Oh my gosh. I'm fine.
I'm sorry.
Listen.
Look,
I'm sorry. That's
I still
my.
think it's ridiculous.
That's
though.
my opinion.
Third
For
round,
me,
what's it
as
gonna
a
do for you?
child, when I started tennis at 10, almost 11, my dream, I never even thought of tennis with Olympics. But I can understand how Djokovic, being from Serbia, might look at it that way. Maybe not here in the States.
Okay, I'm going to end this topic with one question. Okay, I'm going to ask her a question. I'm going to ask 2 questions, actually. All right? You ready?
Sure.
Carla, you ready for this question?
Yeah.
Pretend I'm not. All right, I'm going to give you a microphone. Carla.
Yeah.
Can you tell me which female won the last gold medal at the Summer Olympics?
Yeah, Monica Puig.
Okay, remember that.
Because I follow it.
Just wait. Who was that?
Puig.
Can you say her name again?
Puig.
What's her first name?
Monica.
All right, thank you very much. Now, her second question. You ready for this? Carla, can you tell me who won the 3rd round match last year at Wimbledon on the top half?
No. Which year? Last year?
Any year.
Oh, it could have been anyone. Djokovic didn't play. Nadal won his match.
Can you give me a specific matchup and a specific winner with credible evidence, not like your Vicario stuff? Don't shoot from the hip, because if you're wrong, Furzio 9, it's going to get you. Can you do it or can you not? Yes or no? You can't.
No, I can't.
She can't. I just served her breakfast. Let's go. How can you tell me you don't want to win the Olympics over a 3rd round? You're forgotten already, and this was last year. Monica did this 3 years ago. What? Whatever. You got served breakfast. Come on. Let's go. Let's
Well,
go.
we better get to viewer comments.
Viewer comments. Let's go.
All right. The Look says, sorry, Carla. Your intro is great, but nothing beats Justin's Let's Go.
Yeah, nothing beats me just serving her Olympic breakfast. Come on, come on. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Love it. Let's go.
Rahesh says, another good show.
That's right.
And then Rahesh says, Ferrero is a great player. Roddick was not even close to Ferrero. Totally agree.
Real quick to Rahesh. much love to Rahesh. If you read Rahesh's comments and kind of get his vibe and go back a long time ago and read his comments up to now, he's got a real deep tennis mind. This guy's fun to read.
Yeah, he is.
Rahesh, gotta love some Rahesh. Love it. Let's go.
Wayne Chia says top 2 women lost. That would be Wozniacki and Halep.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Oh, we knew Wozniacki was going to lose.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Wayne Chia says an article said Fed continues to roll. If Fed continues like this, his head will roll.
I don't get that one.
He hasn't been playing good tennis.
He beat Pierre in straight sets. What do you expect? He had his collar up. He had his head down. He was like this.
You know, he asked me today. He said to me, if Nadal loses, you think Federer has a shot against Djokovic? My answer is no way.
Yeah, she said no way. But I was trying to ask her, and we were talking in the car, and I said, here's the problem about the Khachanov-Nadal match. If Nadal loses the match to
Djokovic's draw opens up more.
Well, that wasn't even, I don't agree with that at all. I still think Federer will win over Djokovic. Federer is not going to lose to Kyrgios. It's just not going to happen.
No, I don't think that'll happen.
Federer will beat Kyrgios probably in 4 sets. It could go 5, but Federer's not going to lose. And I still think Federer beats Djokovic. Just because I'm going out on a limb here. No disrespect to anybody or to anybody. I love all of you. Let's go. But I'm rooting for Federer this tournament. Let's go.
We need to get to comments. We got a lot more.
Anyway, I told Carlo that I thought that Djokovic and Federer in the 4th round might as well be the final if Nadal loses.
All right. Next comment. Wayne Chia says, you put me in stitches when you grunt.
Oh, the grunt impersonations?
Mm-hmm. Next comment.
Hey, hey, ay!
Kane. Next comment. Kane Serbijanovic. At Carla. Doesn't have to be live. Wait. This must have started from the beginning. I'm sorry. I'm reading the small ones. Sorry. Kane says, hey guys, I think we agree on the Kyrgios comment. Umpire has no business doing what he was doing for several reasons. None to be dismissed lightly. Number 1, it's against the rules. Pep talk or no pep talk. It's coaching and that's clearly against the rules. To add to that, it was done by the umpire. Unheard of. I couldn't believe that it actually happened. Number 2, it's conceding and insulting to the player receiving this on-court verbal whooping. Number 3, it's completely unfair to the opponent's most likely negative effect to the opponent's state of mind, concentration, and overall game. Again, I'm astounded that the umpire, one of better ones and the most experienced ones, actually did that. I'm waiting to hear Fed's take on it too. That should be interesting. On another note, I would like to hear you guys analyze a match end to end, maybe the finals, Rafa versus Novak, and explain why and how Novak won again. That's not happening.
What?
Rafa is not losing to Novak. He says at the end, explain why and how Novak won.
No, well, okay.
I like his steps of why the umpire shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, I like how he slid in the fact that he already projects Djokovic winning, and that's how I understood it. And I think so. I think Djokovic does beat Nadal if they face, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think Federer will face Nadal or somebody else. I think Federer makes the final of this tournament. In terms of play-by-play, we want to do that. I attempted a live video just the other day once again to see if it worked, and instead of just deleting it, I left it there so everyone could see it. It's just it's some garbage video, like my 2-year-old's running around and I'm just trying to show a bird or something. It's out there. It's like 12 videos old, and it just shut off on me kind of mid-video, and then the quality was awful. It's something about our connection on my old phone. We could do an entire match and take notes the whole time and then talk about it afterwards. And we could very well do that. That's food for thought. But the live thing is great. I think he came back in a little while and said, no, it doesn't have to be live when I responded that way.
Yes.
And that got me thinking maybe that could be what we do after. Watch the whole match and take notes the whole time and then discuss it afterward. It's a possibility, right?
How do you like his steps that he said about that umpire should have not done that?
Yeah, I agree with it totally. We know that he's a great human being for doing it. Maybe his mindset, the umpire, was, you know what, I've done this long enough. I don't care. I see a young man hurting out there. Maybe he doesn't have a father figure in his life. Maybe he does. But the way he acts makes me feel like he does not. Whether he does or doesn't. I'm not interfering in someone's family life. I'm just saying the way he acts as a boy reminds me of a boy that doesn't have any guidance, or at least any decent guidance. So maybe the gentleman, the good human being he was, got off the stand and said, I'm going to help this kid even if it costs me my job. And it very well may and very well should. At the same time, if Kyrgios benefits from this as a man and to further himself, then the guy who lost his job should benefit the most of everyone, and then Kyrgios should also split his winnings with the poor guy. But nonetheless, he did it not out of spite, but he did it out of love, and I think that's beneficial beneficial in of itself. But if you were in the military and just stepped out of line like that, you would be terminated very quickly. So there is an order of echelon that we have to follow, and maybe his heart went above and beyond that, and maybe it's good, maybe it's not. That's where comments come into play. I'm going to stay even Steven on that.
Let's
but
go to the next comment.
It's
We're
against the
at 19
rules.
minutes.
It's beautiful, but it's against the rules.
Okay. Next comment. Percy09 says Sanchez must be laughing at this. 2 U.S. Opens, 2 Wimbledons, no French Opens. She had 2 dogs and named them Roland and Garros because she won mainly the French 3 times. She did win the U.S. Open also.
I love her dog's name. We talked about this. Percy09. Yeah, that was whack research that she did. I'm with you, bro.
Oh, boy. David Rain says, grunting in tennis increases ball velocity, according to the University of Nebraska at Omaha study published by the Journal of Strength and Condition Research. I have always grunted on my serve for some reason. I can't help it. Take it easy on the grunters. Let's go. That's my grunting sound.
All right, real quick on this comment. Dave Rains, much love to you. I played tennis with this gentleman. Really quality player. Really beautiful soul. Has a wonderful family first and foremost. But I totally disagree with him on this or any study thereof that indicates that you hit harder or play better because you grunt. First of all, I would like to meet the scientists. Is this study empirical? Meaning, what were the variables? Who were the subjects? How strong were they? How long have they played? How long have they trained? How was their footwork? And so much more. So what I'm going to do real quickly is I'm not purposely going to a part 3. Carla and I have someone meeting us here to pick something up. We do some retailing of certain sporting equipment items and other things. And we have someone here meeting us to pick up something. Please pardon the part 3, but I'm going to pause it here on an abbreviated part 2, and we are going to assume a part 3, a much shorter one, so Carla and I can take care of this real quick. So again, sorry for this, expected but unexpected this soon. Again, I'm going to get back right into what Dave Rains was saying on part 3. Grunting. It's been retired. I have not been able to talk about grunting, but in this sense, because Dave Rains respectively brought it up scientifically about a study that I'm anxious to learn more about, then we're going to unretire it for a minute to talk about the potential physiology behind grunting, which I totally think is preposterous. Stay tuned for part 3. It's coming. Let's go. What?
Who's gonna pick? Oh, Dad, they almost hit the lights.
It's okay. Hey, Gabby. Where are you?
Right here.
Do you want to say hello?
Yeah.
You want to say hello, Lily?
Hi.
All right, so this is our 9-year-old tennis player right here.
And my 6-year-old.
That's Lily. Say hello.
Hi.
All right.
6-year-old tennis player.
And this is Gabby, our 6-year-old tennis player. All right, we'll see you soon, guys. Stay tuned.